I just left about an hour ago from my tent site at Hurricane Mountain. You saw I was tented about, I was a couple hundred yards from the shelter, and I was glad I was. I could occasionally hear the big group at the shelter, and being one of the old guys, as they refer to anyone over 30 out here, I was asleep, sound asleep, at 9 o'clock. And those pesky friends of Spider-Man are out to get me this morning, trying to catch me again. But I think today is going to be a little bit anticlimactic. As Bill Bryson said, I think it's just going to be a walk in the woods today after the beautiful scenery and the ponies of Grayson Highlands yesterday. I think it's just going to be kind of up and down through the woods, 19 miles to Marion, and hopefully not too severe on those up and downs. We'll see. This is Comer Falls, and actually I've been wondering about this for a couple days now because there's a big red exclamation point on the Gut Hook app that I use that says don't cross it, the bridge is unsafe. Comments below that from hikers who've gone through in the last couple weeks say it's fine if you go one by one. Other people say you can rock hop across. The suggestion is to either ford the creek or to go back and road walk for a couple miles. So there's the falls. I'll let you know what I end up doing. Here's the bridge. You can see it's kind of slanted to one side. There's the rock hop. I think I might do the rock hop. I'll let you know. I don't know if you can tell in the video that it's slanted to the left. I chose the rock hop, but it hasn't rained in a couple of weeks, so that was pretty easy. A little steep bank there, you had to sort of get up and back onto the steps, but it wasn't too bad. Not exactly the wild ponies. Doesn't smell like the wild ponies either. Come on, coming through, coming through. Come on. Ooh, you're very young. You haven't been walking very long. Flies like you. Coming through. Coming through. Another one of those unexpected moments. Just walking along in the woods and come out into this. And so much for the cow pasture. Back in the woods. Just like that. Didn't even know, you wouldn't even know that pasture is there. Someone needs to clean the Life of a Mountain Stream sign here. I can barely read it. It is a nice stream though. Needs a wash. The sign anyway. Stream is nice. It's coming up on a road crossing. It's hard to see where to pick it up on the other side. I was looking, and then there it is. I barely see it. So I just got about half a mile to Partnership Shelter in the end of day 39 for me. I was thinking this would be a good time for a quiz. We haven't had a quiz in a while. And it has to do with Partnership Shelter. Partnership Shelter has to be the most popular shelter on the entire AT. And I would say there isn't a thru hiker out here who hasn't been looking forward to Partnership Shelter since they left Damascus. And I would say on a night in, night out basis, it's also probably the most crowded shelter, if I had to guess. So, what is so special about Partnership Shelter? I'll be back in a little bit with the answer. Well, this is Partnership Shelter. Doesn't look like anything special, does it? Other than it's got a couple of really nice benches. And a really nice privy. So this is the answer. Partnership Shelter. Just 100 yards past it is the Mount Rogers Visitor Center, which has a phone here that you pick up, and you then can dial for pizza delivery. And so it is, I think, the only, or maybe one of only 2 shelters on the entire AT that you literally can get pizza delivered to, which is all important to a thru hiker. It's all about the food. So pizza delivery. I'm actually going into town, so I don't have to worry about that. It is day 40, and I don't know if you can tell from my pack, but I'm slack packing southbound. I stayed last night at the Collins House B&B in Marion, owned by Mike and Susan, and Mike gave me a ride like 12.5 miles north this morning to the Atkins exit off of I-81. I don't know if you can hear the trucks in the background. And I'm just walking those miles southbound back to the Mount Rogers Visitor Center. I was ready for a day off. I think I added it up. I've done something like 125 miles in the last 7 days, and that was with a 0 day in Damascus. So my feet were definitely talking to me. This will be kind of like an off day without taking a day off. Get a few miles in, and shouldn't take me more than about 5 hours or so. I think there's some fun, cool stuff to see in between here and there, so I'm looking forward to that. So I think this is another one of those sort of surrealistic moments that you see in all the YouTube videos of the AT, but I believe this is what they call the Settlers Schoolhouse. It's got the Settlers Museum. I'll show you inside in a minute. There's someone sweeping off the front, but it's another one of those places you definitely see in almost every Appalachian Trail YouTube video. So this is it up closer to the Linwood School. You see 1894. 2 volunteers just left. They don't do it every day, but someone comes and sweeps it out, picks up the trash, makes sure it's in good shape every single day. And if you looked at any YouTube AT videos, you've definitely seen this before, but it's really, really cool. This is my favorite. I've seen this before, but this is always my favorite thing here. The reflection is going to ruin it, but it's the punishments. So the worst punishment, it looks like, for playing cards at school, 10 lashes. And for misbehaving to girls, 10 lashes. I have to say, I remember being in about the 3rd or 4th grade, coming home on the bus, and I told my mother I'd learned to play poker on the bus. And I didn't get 10 lashes, but she was quite upset by the fact that I could learn to play poker on the bus. And then look at all these boxes. Ice cold Pepsi. The volunteers just left. This is my lucky day. Mountain Dew. Every single day someone does this. Look at all these snacks, chips, fresh fruit. And then all kinds of things a hiker would want. Even stuff for contacts. There's Purell, sunscreen, bananas, oranges, snacks. I almost feel guilty taking a soda considering I'm slack packing. Wow, this is even more amazing than I thought. And there's a box for donations. I gotta put something in there for sure. Very, very cool. And a stove. Cold foot, it's like bees to honey. You put out like food and cold drinks at the Linwood School. They all go inside. It sounds like bears getting into the trash cans or into your food in camp. So I just had another one of those bring a smile to your face moments back at the one-room schoolhouse. You know, I was sitting there enjoying my ice cold Pepsi and just enjoying the day, and out of the woods pops Whistler, who was a guy I'd been hiking with for a couple of weeks, but I hadn't seen him in 2 or 3 days. He's from Switzerland, and he sat down, he got a soda, and we caught up. And then a couple minutes later, out of the woods, also coming northbound, comes Coldfoot, who is from Coldfoot, Alaska. Same thing, I've been hiking with him for a couple of weeks, but then lost him, I don't know, 2 or 3 days ago. Didn't think I'd either see either of them again. So it was nice to catch up with them. And it was funny, it was just at the schoolhouse as we're all enjoying ice cold sodas and chips. And I'll probably, they're continuing northbound, I'm going southbound, but I'll probably see them again tomorrow when I get dropped off. So that was fun. They always say that when you think you aren't going to see people again, which I didn't think I'd see them again, they show up in unexpected places. That was the case. Like I said, made me smile. Don't ask me which one is Walker Mountain. I think you can just, if you look, you can just see the freeway I-81 where I came from. Been walking through this whole area for the last 15 minutes where it's all burned on the left side of the path and the fire never jumped the AT. And it must have been just like last year, because you can see they're just starting to get shoots coming out of the ground from the undergrowth. So I'm guessing it was just last year. I think I just got a couple miles left on my slack pack back to the Mount Rogers Visitor Center in Marion. And I thought I'd share with you a couple of interesting trivia tidbits that I've learned during my short time in Marion. One, Mountain Dew was invented in 1940 in Marion, Virginia. They probably didn't foresee back then that there would be Mountain Dew Code Red, I doubt, but the original Mountain Dew was invented in Marion. Number two, Nolan Ryan got his first professional strikeout pitching for the Marion Mets. Don't ask me when that was, but Nolan Ryan started his professional baseball career with the Marion Mets back in the day. There you go, that's the Marion trivia for day 40, wrapping it up.